Hey! The last digit of your like on this video by each who you are from Melon Playground, and the last digit of your subscription to my channel will show your Melon Playground item. So go down right now, subscribe and give me a like. Look at the screen. Notice the last digit of your like and your subscription and write in the comments who you are from Melon Playground. It's simple, if your like is number 8 and the last digit of your subscription is number 5, you're a lemon and a cactus. Show your imagination and enjoy the show. And hello dear friends, you are on Melonfonk channel, and in this video we are going to discuss new myths about new update 18.5 in Melon Playground. But before I start the video, as always, I want to say a huge thank you to these guys right here for making it into my video. And if you want to be in my next vid, it's pretty simple. You need to subscribe to the channel, give me a like, write your top comment. Well, and don't forget to subscribe to the cart and link, as always in the description, and have a good time watching it. Let's go straight to myth number 1. And it goes like this. You can spawn any item just by sending it to the Safes tab. And thus we can permanently spawn absolutely any item in this game with the Contraption Spawner. And let's see if it really works. And let's try to spawn absolutely any item. For example, a Jeep. Before I do that, I check that it's not in the Spadner. And let's see if we can get it in there. I'll just put the Jeep in and hit the copy button. It should be able to get into that tab, and let's see if that works or not. It seems to me that logically it should work somehow. We put the Spadner and see in this tab is our Jeep there or not. And yes, look, really our Jeep is saved under the name of copies and we can easily spawn it at any frequency. Look at this really cool work. Honestly, I do not know yet how to properly use the Spadner, but I think it is useful, and write in the comments in what way you can use this Spadner. I'm really very interested in what it is still for what it is intended to do. And then we come to myth number 2. And it goes like this. Can a vacuum cleaner suck melon in? I was wondering if that could actually happen. Especially if he was pulverized. I don't think a vacuum cleaner could suck him up when he's big. But if you pulverize it, I mean, just break melon, then in theory it could work. Let's check it out. Melona is in full growth, and of course our vacuum cleaner can't cope and can't suck it in. Let's just break our melon and see if the vacuum cleaner can do the job or not. And unfortunately, that doesn't work one bit. Let's do the following. Let's try burning the melon's bones and do it again. Maybe it will somehow count as garbage and our vacuum cleaner will still want to do it. And we watch and basically nothing actually happens. I'm actually disappointed, because I'm hoping that some of this will work. Unfortunately, this remains a myth. If you know a way to get the vacuum cleaner to suck up our melon, then post it in the comments. And then there's myth number 3. Can a vacuum cleaner suck up a pistol bullet? To be honest, I'm very interested in testing this, because in theory it should work somehow. But maybe I'm wrong, and after all, the bullet is essentially particles, so maybe the vacuum cleaner won't do the job. Let's see how it actually works. Turning toggle on. Naturally we turn on the vacuum cleaner and try to suck our bullet. Too many words suck in this video, but sorry, it's partly about vacuum cleaner. And let's see how it works. So basically, our vacuum cleaner is not up to the task and the bullet either doesn't make it in time or simply can't be sucked up, and that remains a myth. No matter how hard I try, no matter what I do, it doesn't work. It would be cool if the bullet went through the hose and then blew up the vacuum cleaner, for example. I am of course fantasizing and realize that this is a difficult task to apply. So let's just move on to the next myth. And then there's myth number 4. Can the vacuum cleaner work underwater? I think it is very interesting to check this, because after all, it is a vacuum cleaner, it is electronics, and in principle it cannot come into contact with water, because it should immediately switch off and stop working. We turn on our vacuum cleaner and put it under water and see what happens. For the first 5 seconds it's like nothing happens, but after that it shuts off. And let's see what happens to it if we take it out. And look guys, it smokes, really just interestingly smokes. That very cool. Developers all the same thought out this moment and the vacuum cleaner actually does not work. And for that, the developers are as always respected. And let's move on to the next myth. And then there's myth number 5. Will the vacuum cleaner be able to contact the fire in any way? I mean, can it suck it up or on the contrary to make the fire grow? Because after all, the vacuum cleaner works by means of vacuum and it sucks in a huge amount of air, and in fact somehow it should affect the fire, perhaps to extinguish it, or on the contrary it lets say so more spread. And let's see what happens if we try to realize it somehow. Vacuum cleaner, and let's first try with the help of the elements of it to say so tear our vacuum cleaner, and while frankly nothing is absolutely nothing happens, so let's try to set our box on fire, maybe it will work somehow, and unfortunately nothing works at all. I think that even though somehow it should be logically accompanied, but perhaps the developers simply did not think through this point, that someone will think in principle to extinguish with a vacuum cleaner. It does not work, and let's this myth, or maybe fact, it's the right thing to call it, I found randomly, and it works 100%. If you try to suck the beam from a laser, it sounds weird, but let's just pretend it can be done. There's an interesting effect where the beam just disappears at a certain distance, as if the air that sucks the vacuum cleaner has an invisible hitbox. Basically work, and see how it works. If we point our laser at the vacuum cleaner tube, look, even if the vacuum cleaner doesn't work, there's some invisible distance between them and the laser is prevented from passing through it. To be honest, for me it was very strange, as if there was an invisible wall between them, and it's not some effect, it's not a trick, it's really happening in front of you on the screen. Story if you want to check if it was very strange for me, and I don't know why I wanted to check it. But it doesn't bother me in the slightest, and let's move on to the next myth. Well, the last myth today, but not the worst for sure. The item Spadner can be connected to the reach egg with wires. I would say, it's probably more of a fact than a myth, because it's a really working item that really surprised me, because with this Spadner you can make, for example, huge factories to produce something, that is, make some roleplay and so on. All in all, it's a very interesting story that for me, very much even I am interested, so maybe I will make some buildings with the help of Spadner, or in general in principle with the help of Spadner to make some videos. Let's see how it works. With the help of a wire we can connect the Spadner to the lever, and then with the help of the lever we can activate the Spadner, and accordingly the Spadner item will also appear, which is very interesting. Even more interesting, why after the item from the Spadner appears, it disappears after a while. This needs to be studied in detail. If you have already figured out Spadner completely, please post in the comments how it completely works and what thought for what is there. Some of the tricks I've learned, and maybe I'll talk about it later. For example, I'll call the video all about Spadner, or what you need to know about Spadner. In general, I have some such video in my plans to be released the other day, and so if you want to see this video, then be sure to write about it in the comments, if you want to learn everything about the new subject. That's the end of my video. Thank you all for watching, good luck everyone, bye bye, and remember buddy, as always, I'll see you the other day.